Hey everyone, it is Andrea, and today I'm coming at you with the last plan with me in this planner, which seems very wild and crazy, but I am using the Merry and New collection. It is beyond gorgeous. Jess did a fantastic job with this art. It was her idea to do a like LA Christmas, New Year's kind of vibes, and I was like, heck yeah, sign me up, check. Basically any idea Jess gives me, I am like, yes, absolutely. Put it in the lineup, please, of things that you need to do. And I did pair this with Pixie Rose from Planet Hannah, which it just is the right answer for so many spreads. And I think that this might have been my favorite foil of this year. It is just so stinking pretty. And I really want to do a mixed metal rose gold and Pixie Rose next year. That's like on my planner bucket list. But I did use the lights bundle along with the firework patterned underlays, which I did design for Hannah. And then I also had Hannah make me like a custom sheet that said Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and had some fireworks boxes, which turned out so pretty. Maybe I need to do a firework bundle for my shop in the future because I feel like that would be so beautiful. I have ideas now. But anyways, used a bunch of stuff from Hannah, used a bunch of stuff from me. Let's go ahead and get into the plans. This equally feels like 5 minutes ago, but also feels like 17 years ago. Also, just want to let you know that I forgot to put my December tab in, so that's just going to be a mistake that I've made, but she lives over here. Okay, so basically this spread, phenomenal. As we can see, beautiful. Things that I have like pulled out are these super cute couple stickers. That was the December $75 plus premium, I don't know. And then color of the week number 91, which is the green color from this kit. That was cute and unique. And then I have 820, which is the New Year's Eve doodles. I have some random Christmas bits left in the sparkly gold, which I feel like kind of works pretty well. And then I have the doodles, which I don't know if I'm going to use these. I haven't used the doodles in a couple of weeks because I've been using so many like Christmas stickers. I also have my Christmas stickers on deck. I have my custom multi from Hannah. I format that, so that's why it looks weird. And then I also have the headers, which I have not decided on yet. I am thinking no. I'm also color blocking. But I'm thinking no because I feel like it might be too much. But the thing is once I put down like the plans, it might not be too much. And I also have the mini icons. And then I just, have the kit. So let's go ahead and start with the day by day. So Monday was Christmas. Very, very exciting. I love Christmas. It is my favorite of all of the holidays. It is a banger. I love it the most. And last year my Christmas was, shall I say, horrible. I had food poisoning, and most of the day I was either throwing up or sleeping. So this year was a real redemption year for me. I will say that my kids, it was just a wild and crazy time this year. But it was better than being sick. But my kids, they've just been like, I think it's like taking turns because there's 3 of them. Like, honestly, it just seems all the time crooked. I feel like they're always like somebody's in a bad mood. And like somebody has like a bad week, and then the next person has a bad week, and then the next person has a bad week. And then it's just like this never ending cycle of drama. But besides that, fabulous time. So for Christmas, I think I'm gonna try and use up some of these like stickers here, because I've been enjoying using up the things, but so I'm gonna use Merry Christmas, which again is from a custom multi. I am going to be switching it up a lot, like not just using, you could barely read it because it's so sparkly. Switching up what fonts I use next year. Usually I use font 2, which is like this font, but I'm switching it up more often next year. So this is the like starry font. I don't know what else to call it. I know it has like a font number. I should make like a little cheat sheet and like, or I could just write it, I guess, on my plans. But anyways, it's like the starry font. If you want to know and you can figure it out, let me know and I'll tell you. Then my kids went ahead and opened up their presents and played. My goal this year was to kind of minimize the amount of presents, and I was like, oh, are they gonna be like disappointed when they come downstairs and there's not a lot? Because every single year I'm like, oh, I want to give my kids like everything, blah 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 blah, because I just want to make Christmas magical. But then like everyone gives them presents. Like we have friends and family and people from far away that send stuff, and I wrap all of that stuff, and you know, I just am like, it gets overwhelming. So I minimized the gifts this year. I'm looking for a sticker, but I think that I'm just looking in the wrong spot. And it was a great time, honestly. I feel like it was the perfect amount. My kids were happy. And I think even next year I might just minimize it a little bit more because it's just too much sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I have this open gift sticker. We actually opened them in like separate waves because Lila, like, I am a firm believer that if my kids are asleep, I'm not waking them up. So Lila didn't wake up, but my other two were like, it's time to open presents. So we opened presents with Theo and Bennett. And then when Lila was up, we went ahead and opened all of her presents. Her favorite thing was her Ugg boots. She is such a sweetie girl. Love her so much. Also, I feel like a lot of the like Christmas stickers are just not gonna look right in this spread because like let's just go like I don't think it's a vibe. It's not passing the vibe check. But I use these all year, so it's not like really a big deal, but like most of them, like, it's just not going to be cute. I'm, like, flipping through to see if there's anything, like, in here that really makes sense. But it's not looking like it. There's a lot of bright stuff. I could use, like, I feel like the, like, multicolor ones, there's a lot of colors that could go. But anyway. So, then we were like, all right, we're just going to, like, wind down and watch a movie with the kiddos. Maybe I'll use the little, like, Scribbler watching something like this because we finished up Elf this day. We started watching it I think the day before and we finished it up this day. My kids loved Elf, and then I started cooking because I was cooking Christmas dinner. For a second I thought that was 23. I usually cook both Christmas Eve. We usually go to my in-laws, but this year we went to my neighbor's house, and the neighbors invited both Hannah and Chris and also my in-laws, which I thought was super sweet. And we all had Christmas Eve dinner together, and we had like rice and pork and the whole thing. And I was like, all right, I don't feel like making the standard mashed potatoes, ham, blah, blah, blah again. I just did it for Thanksgiving, and I'm just not in the zone. And I was telling Hannah this, and she's like, you know, like, you don't have to. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, we could do whatever we want. And I was like, you know what, that's actually like a great idea. I like that idea. So we planned it out, and we're like, what else do we like? I like Italian. I like to cook Italian. And growing up, Italian was like my stepmother's family's Christmas style, I guess. And so it kind of worked out because I feel like I cook a lot of Italian. So it was great. It was perfect. I made chicken parm, which I think, honestly, this was my best chicken parm yet. I followed a different recipe than normal, and it was fire. Everyone agreed. I also made stuffed shells, but I used manicotti because I had it. So I made that, which was good. I actually forgot about it when everyone was like taking food, and yeah, it was just an oopsie moment. And what else did I make? I feel like I made something else. My in-laws made shrimp scampi, which I tried, but I did not like. I'm not a seafood person. I'd like to try and make it though, because I will eat shrimp if it's like freshly cooked, but I don't know, I wasn't vibing with the situation. I don't know what else I cooked. I feel like I cooked something else. Pastas. I don't remember. Hannah cooked meatballs and soup. I think I made something else, but I can't remember because all that mattered was the chicken parm. It was just so good. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for the dinner with everyone. So for that, I'm going to put in dinner with the whole squad. This is very good. I definitely already made notes for next year on the things that I want to change and such. Then we did do gifts with everybody, which was super duper fun. Loved giving everybody their gifts. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. Like you spend all this time like trying to think of ideas and you finally get to like give the people the gifts. It's so fun. So gifts. And then I took a little bath and relaxed a little bit after. I don't think there's anything like bath related here. So I think I'm just going to use a little heart. And we'll pretend it's like a little heart bath bomb. Even though recently I have been saying I have been all about the bath salts. They've just been my bestie. Then on Tuesday, my kids were just throwing mad tantrums this day. It was a time. It just was too many days home, I think, at this point. And we were all honestly feeling the burn, I feel like. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put in this little munchkin throwing a fit, which was my kids. All of them being drama. So tantrums. And then I put in that I was super duper tired, which I feel like is just kind of my overall energy recently, is being so tired. And then with that, I'm going to do like a little mini icon. I'm going to do, I don't really want to pull out my white icon, so I'm going to try and just use these ones. I'll pull in a little bit in there. And then we decided, we were like, all right, everything's just kind of crazy, so why not just continue the crazy and go to the good old HEB for like something to do, basically. So we all went to HEB. We just got like some basic things, basic necessities, needs that we needed. So I'm going to go ahead and plop this in, and I'm going to have a little with fam sticker, which is kind of large, but you know what? It works. It's hard to see with these lights. Then Lila and Theo were kind of starting to feel kind of meh this day. So we're going to go ahead and pull up that in. I'm going to use a little Theo sticker. I think I'm like running like dangerously low on sick Theos because the boy is always sick, like with something. So both Lila and Theo were just not feeling too hot these days. So we're going to go ahead and put in sick babies, which kind of then made sense that they were throwing tantrums. And then I just took a bath. I was going to read, but then I was just like, I'm just kind of tired, and I just want to take a bath and scroll on my phone, which is not great, honestly, but also sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna stick this in here and throw a little bath in there. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It's annoying. Then on Wednesday, Theo stayed home sick, so we could have had girls' day. Honestly, we've had girls' day when Theo was homesick before. It's not like the end of the world, but I'll just do the little thing. It's just like if we can move it, might as well, because Theo doesn't, the rest of my kids, like they don't really, I got missing you for no Hannah this day. They're kind of like chill, but Theo is very like a mommy's boy, and especially whenever he doesn't feel well, he's like connected at the hip. So it was just not going to happen, not be enjoyable. So basically any time that me and Theo weren't connected at the hip, I was just simply working in bed. Or if like Nick could entertain him until he remembered that I wasn't there, I would just go into my room and be as quiet as possible and was just working away to get things done, because obviously like I did not work this day. I did not work this day because they did not have, well, my kids were home, and then I don't think did they have, yeah, and then we were going to do girls' day Thursday. So basically I had Wednesday and Friday to do work this week. because it just doesn't happen when I have kids home. I just have quit trying, if I'm being honest with you. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little in bed sticker. This looks so good. So excited to be doing like full same like scripts next year. Like, it just looks so good. And like kind of switching up the font too. I just think that's very, very fun. Then I did go and get my lashes done this day. My lashes were looking a little wild. I'm not like really sure in what universe I decided that it was like a good idea to, I had like a lash appointment like 3 weeks versus 2, and my eyelashes were already looking a little busted. And the girl who does my eyelashes posted on Instagram that she had like a last minute cancellation, and I was like, well, I feel like it kind of makes sense, like if I have an appointment like in a week basically, and like I'm switching it out for tomorrow, then maybe somebody could take the one that's like in a week, because normally like she does not have anything within a week. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna reschedule and take that appointment. So I went and got my eyelashes done, which I actually just got my eyelashes done like an hour ago. So went ahead and did that. And then I just like hung out with the fam. So we'll go ahead and stick that in. And then I just worked late on my laptop in bed and got all of the things done. I go through like phases in life, especially like pre-kids. I always worked in bed. It was just, I just vibed with it. Now I try and not as much because I feel like it's probably not great for my back, maybe, question mark, I don't know. Also, it always floors people that I do all of my work on a laptop. I do not have a desktop computer. I have not had like a desktop computer that I actually used for work ever. I've always used a laptop. That's just the way that my world works. But yeah, I used to always work. What do I want to use for this? Maybe one of these little cute little paper shire stickers. But yeah, I go through phases now. If I'm like, okay, am I working at my desk? Am I working in bed? I feel like I get more work done oddly in bed. Like I think it's because I'm comfy. I'm laying down. I have my feet propped up, and like I'm one of those also people that sit cross-legged like everywhere. So I think like sometimes like computer chairs are not super comfortable. You should see some of the ways that I like sit though. I sit with my legs like up on my calyx, up on my desk. It's a whole thing. So sometimes in bed is just better. Then on Thursday, it was Girls' Day. Whoop, 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 whoop. So this day, we decided that we were going to go to Waffle House, and Nick wanted to come. Nick is now part of the squad for Girls' Day, basically. He really just likes food, and he just realizes that we're really cool. So we decided that we were going to go to Waffle House, and I wish you could see my face whenever we went to Waffle House. It took forever, like forever to get a seat, and I think the guy like forgot about us, if I'm being honest. Like I bet dollars on it, and he thought it was like really funny, and I was like, I don't really know like about it if it's funny, Mr. Man. He was like a teenager maybe, I don't really know. I'm really bad at telling people's age, but he looked like maybe like 17, 18. But we waited like 45 minutes for a table, which I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but I ate all my food. Nick and Hannah, no, they did not eat all their food. I scarfed it down. Nick ate so fast though that he like felt kind of sick. I felt bad for him, but I was so hungry. So Waffle House, I'd go again, but I'd maybe go at like an off time because we went pretty much at lunch because Nick was like being a pain and taking forever. And then we went to IKEA, and we were kind of disappointed because they were out of ice cream, like the frozen yogurt ice cream. But we did get me a new desktop because mine was looking really busted, and that's what we went for. And I think we got a frame for Bennett's room for a Minecraft poster. Then we ended up playing this game with Nick. I put IKEA in twice on my thing. Oops. So we ended up playing this game called Pursuit of Happiness. I backed it, I believe, on Kickstarter maybe, or I just pre-ordered it. I don't really remember the whole situation. But it was so fun. It was basically like if the game of life was like actually fun. So we played that, and then afterwards me and Hannah played it with like all the modules and all the expansions like together, which is like over 700 cards, which is just wild. Oh, wild. So we did that, and then we just hung out with the kids. We had sandwiches for dinner and made dip. I'm trying to like find something. I'm just gonna use like the little cutting board, because basically me and Hannah used to go out for like dinner, but my kids like just know and then are really not like don't cooperate for Nick. So we've just decided that now we just like eat something easy, eat like a snack later, and then just hang out with the kids, because then they are happy. And then last but not least, we played a 3-hour game of that, The Pursuit of Happiness. And then I was just beyond tired because I stayed up till like, I think like 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So I was very, very sleepy by the end of it. It was very fun. I think some of the modules and the expansions were not really necessary, but it was a good time overall, and I'm happy that I got the big box, which actually Nick is normally like, do you need that game? Like whenever I'm pre-ordering something or ordering something, getting something, I'm like, he's like, do you need it? Or like blah, blah, blah. And then when I showed him this game though, he was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I don't know if I should like get the all-in big box or just the regular game. He's like, no, get the big box. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't have to pull my leg. I feel like my cup matches the spread perfectly. So Friday I did sleep in. Nick so graciously just let me sleep. I feel like I'm having this other issue. I'm just basically at this point full of issues in my life, but they're not actual issues. They're just like theories. I think that I have an issue with sleep since I went on these antidepressants, and I have upped my dosage of them. But I think that like there's like a perfect amount of sleep. And if I sleep more than it, I feel like poop. But if I like, that's like the whole thing. Basically, I think I if I sleep too much, like I am like doomed. I don't know how else to put it, but that's like the setup, is that if I sleep too much, I'm doomed. So I sometimes will wake up at like 5. Like my kids don't need to get up. Like Bennett wakes up at 6:50. He takes a little bit longer than the rest of them, so it's just better off that way. But so I don't really have to get up before that, you know what I mean? Like I can get up, I set my alarm for 6:50 and then get up at 7 and get him going. But I sometimes like wake up at like 5, and the thing is like, oh, go back to sleep. No, if I go back to sleep, I will feel horrible. I will feel 100,000 times worse than if I just get up and just start my life. It's just bizarre, but it's like that's the way the cookie is crumbling, and I just have to roll with it. So sometimes I sleep, and then sometimes I like make bad decisions of like, oh, well, I'll just go to sleep. It'll be fine. Like it's super early. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to sleep more. And then I wake up and I'm like, why did I do this to myself? I can't. Anyways, I'm hoping that it ends soon, because honestly, it's trash. So then I went to Target. I got some Lurkana boosters. I found these like 90-cent poofs that me and Nick like. We like the Ego Tools ones. Are like kind of soft, but they had some like bright green ones on sale for 90 cents, and I was like, what a steal. And then I also cleaned my office this day and like put my new desk up, and it looked so cute. Then later on, we had a little date night. I think Nick suggested it, but basically, we haven't really done a date night in a while because it's easier just to go on a date during the day since we do have a more flexible schedule. But I think Nick was just feeling kind of romantic in a sense, and he was like, hey, like we should ask my parents to come over, which we should actually have them do it again, but they've been sick for a while, so it's kind of not anytime soon kind of deal. But he's like, we should have my parents come over after the kids are in bed and like let's go out to eat. I think I also just like wasn't feeling like cooking as well, maybe. I don't remember the whole sitch. But I was like, you know what? Let's do it. But the thing is, Friday night, like, you can't go anywhere to eat. You have to have a reservation. So we called like a bunch of places, and most places, like even we're talking like Longhorn, like chains, non-chains, kind of like not like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the range of things. Everything's like 45 minutes to an hour and a half wait. And you know what? We're really not that picky. Me and Nick, whenever we go out to eat, we are not, for a second I almost thought I wasn't doing audio and I was like, oh my gosh. We are not picky. We go to a place to eat, and then we leave. We don't like sit and chit chat for hours. It's just on our vibe. We could sit and chit chat in our bed and be cozy, comfy. So, we had like big intentions, like basically, I don't remember where Nick had to, I think he had to run to Ulta to do a return because they have like returns there for like, I don't know if it was Amazon or something. I don't know. But I was like calling all these places and we were going to like go somewhere, like maybe drive 20 minutes, go somewhere, like wait, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I really don't want to do this. So I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, you know, I just kind of want to go to In-N-Out. Like I'm not really like, I'm not picky, but In-N-Out sounds bussin' right now. And it's In-N-Out, so how long could it take? So then Nick was like, you know what? Like, do you just want to go to In-N-Out? And I was like, wow, we constantly read each other's mind. So we went to In-N-Out. It was fantastic. We like sat next to each other on the like little bar thing. Very, very cute, very fun. And then we were like, oh, well, that didn't take long at all. So his parents drove over, so why not like just go hang? So we went to Walmart and just got like basically whatever we could fit in our hands. Like he wanted like Snickers ice cream bars, and I got like some snacks and stuff for the kids, and like then we just took a bath in bed. So that was like our whole night. But it was very, very fun just to get out of the house. I feel like Nick also has been very much so like sometimes we just need to get out of the house because we spend so much time in the house. And I think he's realizing, because I've felt this for a while, especially like doing girls' day, like when we leave, I'm like, oh my God, like the air, fresh air. So there's that. Then on Saturday, we were just hanging out with Mr. Theodore because my other two went to my in-laws. We've realized that it's honestly sometimes just a little easier to separate them and then be able to do like special stuff with Theo the one day and special stuff with Ben and Lila the other day. So we were just hanging out with Mr. Theodore. He's very, like I said, mommy centered. So we just did crafts and paint and different things, and it was great. And then we were like, okay, like Theo loves going to the grocery store, so we had to, it's, you know, we always go grocery shopping on Monday for the most part. This week we went on Tuesday because Monday was Christmas, but we need like random things at the end of the week, like we're, you know, we end up being out of milk or something. So we went to H-E-B, and we also went to Best Buy and the post office because Nick needed to go for why. I don't really know, if I'm being honest with ya. Like I always pull out the color of the week, but I'm always like, these are so much cuter. Like the Scribblers versus the Doodles. So, I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I have like a with Theo and an H-E-B here. So I'm going to just put H-E. I'm going to wait and see if I need the other with Theo. I might need it. I do. So I'm going to use H-E-B. Okay. So H-E-B. Cute. And afterwards, we asked Theo, like, okay, like, you know, what do you want for lunch? And he was like, McDonald's. So, you know what? I'm not going to be mad about it. I hadn't had, at this point, McDonald's for like 100 years. So put a little Mickey Donald's in there and plopperoni that in there. I got a cheeseburger Happy Meal. Then we went ahead and had the in-laws over this day. We usually have game night Saturdays, but it's, oh, that's cool. The movie marquee is also the right color. Cool. But anniversary of game night is New Year's Eve, so we just went ahead and switcheronied it up. My in-laws came over and I made Mississippi chicken, which was so delicious, and it's kind of spicy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not like so spicy that like people I know that are like sensitive to spice, like can't eat it. But it's like spicy enough that I made like frozen meatballs with gravy. Like I had gravy in the fridge and I made frozen meatballs for my kids because I was like, I don't know, I feel like this is too spicy. But Lila, she is a champ and ate so much of it. I was kind of like shook at how much she ate. So there's that. Also, I actually might have one in here. So we did that. My kids loved it. I made Mississippi chicken, roasted carrots, because Nick's favorite vegetable is carrots, I believe, or like he always just mentions carrots are his favorite. Who knows? And mashed potatoes. And then we also, afterwards, after the kids went to bed, we just binge watched Pokemon Concierge because there's like 4 episodes and they're like pretty short. So, and I thought it was so cute. Adorable. We watched it, I think, again then with the kids this day. But this night I was having like crazy, vivid, long dreams. And like that's another thing that's been happening a lot recently is I wake up from these like crazy dreams and I'm like, okay, that's wild. So I feel like I don't feel like I'm sleeping. Does that make sense at all? Like it feels like I live another life instead of having like rest. Probably makes no sense if I'm being honest with you. So I'm starting to get so hungry. That's another thing. I'm just like always hungry, which I feel like is not usually the case, but I could eat like a whole pizza right now. So then me and Theo this morning went to Target. I had the most bizarre experience at Target this day. First things first, I don't know if it was this day or a different day, but I went to Target in the morning and it was the Stanley release day. And it was wild. The thing is I went at like 8:30, I think, or it was like 20 minutes after open. I don't know what time that is. But anyways, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. But, so I don't think that it was like a mad rush in my Target, but every single person was holding a Stanley. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Stanley girl. But I'm not like up to date with the hoopla of when does Stanley's come out and things. So if there was one left, these Valentine's Day colors were epic. I would have bought one, but there was none. I probably was one of the, if like, you know how people like come in and they're like, oh, I'm done here. And then they walk away. I probably was like the third person maybe to do that. But I was like, oh, you know, I didn't know. So there was that. And then, which I actually should like look and see if this ever came of anything. I was checking out and there was this girl there and she was like, kind of looked a little frazzled. And, she was like, excuse me, ma'am. Everyone calls everyone ma'am in Texas. I feel like no one does that up north. What do I want to use for this? I think I used all the hearts. Maybe I didn't actually. There's one on this page. Do you have Venmo? And I was like, oh dear. I was like, yes. And she's like, my card's like not working and I have this like gift card to cover like half of it, but can I like Venmo you the rest? And I was like, sure. And Nick like scolded me when I got home. He's like, it sounds like a scam. Sounds like a scam. And I was like, I don't know, like, seemed legit. I don't know, she seemed like a nice gal. So I did like Venmo her and then pay for her thing, which I ended up looking it up and I kind of know where, like I looked her up and I kind of know where she works. So if anything ever happened to that in that situation, I would just be like, hey, hi friend. But I don't think that there will be any issues. But it does sound like a very elaborate scam to me. But also, I trust people more than Nick does, and that's sometimes the fault. But also, just like, you know, you've been there in life where things are just not going your way that day, and I sympathize. So, then it was the good old, I didn't use, like, any of these stickers. I just think, again, like, some of the colors work, but it's just not the vibe. All right, so I want to do something for game night, which is, like, our 1-year anniversary of game night, which is very fun. We played Catan. I think Chris wanted to pass away. I don't think he ever looked like such attitude-y in his life, playing a game, but I don't think the rest of us were really enjoying it either. I feel like Catan was fun, like in the beginning, and now we're just like, this game's kind of like playing Monopoly, which I also loved in the beginning. Don't I have like some game? Oh, they're literally on the front. I'm just gonna use a little meatball. Played Catan, played a bunch of other games. It was a good night. So we're gonna put this in. Game night 1 year anniversary, and then for it being New Year's Eve, I think I'm going to use like this box and trim it a little, but it was New Year's Eve. Honestly, like if it wasn't for the game group, like prior to game group, I did not stay up till midnight at New Year's Eve. Last year was the first year in like probably like 8 years, maybe more, that I've stayed up till midnight. So otherwise I'd go to bed at normal time. So New Year's Eve, very, very cute, very, very cute. And that is the whole setup. I don't think I'm going to do glitter header overlays. I feel like this, I mean, I don't know if it sounds bad to say it's already sparkly enough, because I feel like that sounds very sacrilegious, but I feel like the spread is already sparkly enough. So I don't know if I need any more sparkles, but again, I did not use any of the doodle sampler. I only used one of these couples, but I think I'm going to save them because they're very cute. So the colors would match enough. I didn't use any of this. I'm going to put this back into my like holidays binder. I used so many of these, and I ended up using a couple of these, but not a lot. Putting those back in my character, blah, 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 blahs. Then as far as foil, I just used the whole reinforcers and the date numbers and like the little heart here. I did not use this, but I will save it. It's just a really cute. I can still make the whole place shimmer. Don't need that. Don't need these. And then I probably will not save, or maybe I'll save these because I still have the underlays that match. So I feel like I could get like a little spread going on that. Otherwise, and I have one underlay left. Otherwise, as far as stickers go, I used one sticker from here, a bunch from there. I feel like when I remember to use the rounded boxes, my spreads just look so stinking cute. All of this will go into my D-stash. I did recently do a giveaway on Instagram of my like D-stash / kit leftovers, and that was a medium box. I think it was probably almost a year's worth of leftovers. So that all went to a good home. And then what I'm saving here is going to be these 2 sheets, and I'll put those in with my Pixie Rose stash. And that, my friends, is everything for this spread. I think it turned out so beautiful. I'm obsessed. I think the Pixie Rose really looks pretty, especially with the green. But that's everything for this planner. I hope y'all had a happy new year, happy holidays, and thank y'all for watching. If you made it this entire length, leave me a firework emoji. Is there one of those down below? Or something of the sorts. And I will talk to y'all in my next one.